Los Angeles, California, where the music lives. Since the turn of the century and the birth of sound recording and motion pictures, the entertainment industry has made this city its home. With more record companies, TV and radio stations, recording studios and film companies than any other city anywhere, Hollywood is Mecca for the professional musician. It is here that the Musicians Institute was founded in 1976 by Pat Hicks and Howard Roberts. The Musicians Institute is a full-time vocational music school accredited by the National Association of Schools of Music. Financial aid is available to its qualified students. The school began as the Guitar Institute of Technology, which grew out of Howard's nationwide guitar seminars. At these seminars, the question always came up, where is training like this available on a full-time basis? Guitar players got their answer in 1977 when GIT began classes. In response to requests from around the world, the Bass Institute of Technology was founded in 1978 and the Percussion Institute of Technology in 1979. Students come here from all over the world. They come for as many reasons as there are players, ranging from wanting to make a career out of music to putting the finishing touches on their playing. MI accommodates them all styles, all backgrounds, all levels. Musicians Institute, located in the heart of Hollywood, covers 40,000 square feet. There are 3 concert halls, 9 classrooms, 35 private study and counseling labs, computer and video labs, and multi-track recording studios. There is a fully stocked video and music library where students can check out video lessons to work on at their own convenience. The student store is the place to get strings, sticks, books, and supplies. And between classes, you'll relax in the student lounge. The school is open weekdays from 9 a.m. till 1 a.m. and weekends from 12 noon till 8 p.m. Students are able to come back after class hours to practice, to rehearse, to woodshed class assignments or video lessons, or even to work out with their own bands. Here, GIT's new rock sensation, Paul Gilbert, shows one of his licks to student Janie Thorson.
The pattern that I use within that scale first goes up 4 scale notes, starting on the root, and back down to the root. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down. Try that. And then up 6 scale notes, and you don't go back down. Great. And then you combine the 2, so you do the 4 scale notes, and then up 6. And you do that in each set of 2 strings, the E and the A, the D and the G, the B and the E, using the same pattern of the C major scale. Unbelievably great. And up to speed, it sounds something like this.
As a vocational school, Musicians Institute employs as its instructors a group of the finest players and teachers in the world. Players like Robben Ford, Joe Diorio, Tom Tedesco, Jeff Porcaro, Billy Sheehan, Tim Bogert, Paul Hanson, Joe Pass, Ralph Humphrey, Joe Porcaro, Scott Henderson, Jeff Berlin, Frank Gambale, Steve Houghton, Casey Scheuerell, and many more. Howard Roberts, who designed the curriculum, explains the school's expectations.
So we have a different situation here. You're here because you want to walk out the back end with what it was you came here to get. You're not here to satisfy the rules of the State Board of Education. You're not here to rise to the occasion of the administrative staff, all right? You're not here to meet my expectations. You have much tougher expectations. You have your own.
Students enrolled at the Institute take a one-year full-time program of classes designed to equip them to handle any musical situation. They study all styles of music: rock, jazz, blues, fusion, country, classical. The curriculum incorporates a busy daily schedule that includes lessons, one-on-one counseling, regular classes, live playing workshops, computer labs, and video instruction. In fact, the use of video instruction is one of MI's great advances in the learning process. By using pre-recorded videotaped lessons, you're able to receive the information at your own pace and at a time of day that is best suited to you individually. You can stop the tape and go back over sections as often as you need to. As a result, you assimilate a lot of information at a greatly accelerated rate. MI's newest innovation is the application of computer technology to the speed learning process. With MI's custom software, a remarkable increase in learning speed and retention and great improvements on test scores have been noticed. Like the videos, the computer lessons are individualized, so a student goes at his own pace at his own best time of day. The computers enable students to work on rhythms, melodies, ear training, and sight reading. Computer and video lessons are reinforced by a weekly private lesson and a live master class. In the private session, any questions that may have arisen are answered and explored in depth by the student and the private counselor. Here, bass teacher Bob Magnusson explains an assignment to a student. The Bass Institute's curriculum is augmented by seminars with some of the world's greatest bass players like Geddy Lee, Jack Bruce, Jaco Pastorius, Stanley Clarke, Rudy Sarzo, Chuck Rainey, Abraham Laboriel, Bunny Brunel, and many more. Co-director of the drum school, Joe Porcaro, is shown here putting his PIT class through its paces. Like the guitar and bass schools, the percussion school adds to its regular curriculum with guest seminars by some of the greatest drummers in the business, players like Neil Peart, Steve Schaefer, Rod Morgenstein, Carmina Peace, Steve Smith, Vinnie Colaiuta, Chester Thompson, John Robinson, and many more.
So, look. Okay, so side, play the melody one. Who's gonna play the melody one? I will. Okay, got it? Boom. Would you like to take first solo?
Every step in the learning process at Musicians Institute leads to one goal: playing. The live playing workshops at MI are designed to let the students learn by doing. When a student feels comfortable with the idea of playing in front of people, he is encouraged to perform as often as possible. An instructor is always on hand to give help in choosing a tune, rehearsing the group, arranging the chart, and improvising. The live playing workshops take place all year and cover all styles of music. Once a week, a big band performs using MI rhythm sections, further expanding the students' professional skills and qualifications. When it comes to studio work, no one can match Tom Tedesco, seen here with Jeff Baxter. Known as the Godfather, Tom is the most recorded guitarist in the history of the business. He heads the studio musicians training program for all three schools: guitar, bass, and percussion. Twice a month, he hosts workshops with top studio players who offer their insights on how to get into and stay in the studio. Also throughout the year, arrangements will be made for students to go on a studio recording session with Tom and observe these pros in action. And of course, even the Godfather had to start somewhere.
And I was playing, and a guy heard me play, and they hired me for MGM. And I went in there, and there's 6 musicians, and I'm going. And I said, man, I love this. $100 for this? Wow. How about you? So sure enough, a few months later, I got another call. Now I'm lying. I said, what do you do? I'm a studio player, because I did 2 jobs that year. I'm a studio player, I tell everyone, you know. Sure enough, all of a sudden, now I go in there, and I walk in, and there's about 80 musicians in there. And I look, I don't know where I'm at, and I go, we're sitting way back. I sit there, and I look at the part. This was about 1958, and it was Greensleeves of Summer, I think the name of the picture. The composer was Dmitri Tiomkin. Well, he was one of the heavy Russian composers, you know, most famous. And he was one of the real tough guys, you know. He was tough enough, you know, I felt like Lee Ritenour next to this guy, he was in real meek style. So sure enough, I look at the part, 95 bars up, and I look at it, and then the 95th or 96th bar had something like this. You know, okay, 4 bars, that's all I had to play. Now, he started. I don't know what he's doing. He's moving his arm all over the place. Like I say, I'm still from the nightclub. That don't mean nothing to me. That means, hey, there's that chick in the corner. Hey, how you doing? I'm still involved in that thing. There she comes. Hey, how you doing? I'll talk to you later, you know. But believe it or not, when he did this, and there was no music, I thought to myself, ooh, they got to be at bar 96. I knew it. I felt it, you know. Nothing's happened, so I'll never forget. He looked at me. Where's the guitar? Where guitar? You know, real Russian now. Where guitar? Here, guitar. You know. Guitar no play. I'm sorry, you know. Okay, guitar play. And then he does this. I ain't used to that. He's too fast for me. I don't know this. You know, what's that mean? You know, I'm waiting for a 1, 2, 3, 47. 4. Okay, where guitar? Where guitar? Here. Okay. Now he goes, now my right hand. That's how you know it starts. It starts in this hand, right? You know, you guys are experienced at the shakes. You don't start with this. Okay, guitar, boom. And I went, oh, shit. And I know, now I'm in trouble. Now, you know what it feels like? 80 musicians turn around like this. And they stare at by now, you shifted through there into this knee, up the side of the body. Now you're supposed to play. Hey! You know, okay, believe me, you can forget it. At that point, if you ever get there, you know it's over. It's definitely over. You got to make a comeback some other time, because you ain't going to make it here.
On a regular basis, GIT students take time from their busy schedules to listen to the pros on GIT's visiting faculty explain how they do it. Players like Edward Van Halen, Pat Metheny, Steve Morse, Al Di Meola, Larry Carlton, Steve Vai, Alan Holdsworth, Steve Lukather, Eric Johnson, Larry Coryell, Nancy Wilson of the group Heart, and Steve Lynch, a GIT graduate, now with the platinum-selling band Autograph. Here's Steve.
So this part, basically, at the top of page 12A, it's basically out of the E blues scale, okay? There's only one note in there, the note that I'm starting on. It's an F sharp. That's not in there.
And at the heart of Musicians Institute are the students. Let's hear what they have to say.
I wanted to learn popular music and jazz music, and in Germany there are not too many opportunities. In West Germany there's a school in Aachen and there's an opportunity in Hamburg, but I heard about Musicians Institute, and what I heard that made me deciding to go to Hollywood, because the people, the instructors here in MI are really professional musicians, and these musicians are the musicians I'm listening to in Germany. I mean, the records I liked, all the musicians from the records are sitting here in Hollywood, so I decided to put all my money together to make the big step. First I heard only the records, you know, and now I can talk to the musicians. Here in MI I meet Joe Paz, and I can talk to him and I can ask him every question I want, or Robben Ford, and I mean that's like a dream came through. I mean, happened.
To open up some opportunities and making a business out of music, making a living out of it, and learning how to understand a lot of music, because I didn't have much of a grasp as far as theory is concerned. And once I learned the theory, it also allows your ears to improve, which allows your
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are sitting home and they're learning off records like I was, but once you get here, you realize what you're learning and everything that you're using has a purpose and what you can play over it, and and then you start to really go, wow, I never knew I was doing that. And
you start to find yourself.
Yeah, you start to find yourself in what you're doing, and I think a lot of guys, as far as I'm concerned, I want to be real versatile. I want to be able to walk into any situation and be able to play something that it's going to call for instead of just being in a little box that I can't get out of.
Yeah, in a small town, you're like trapped in a hole, and this is a ladder out,
Camaraderie and a lot of friendships that are formed real quick. For one thing, most musicians, I think, we sometimes can feel a bit ostracized by the general public at large anyway. And the fact that we're all into doing one thing brings people together anyway. I'm going to miss a lot of the people I know already, that I'm not going to see when I leave here. But I think that I think it's really necessary to realize that you're not in a rowboat by yourself. There are other musicians that are all striving to do the same thing.
I want to be in a casual band and make money on the weekends, mega weekend money.
Fine, you can have my job when I get a record
all kinds
deal.
of music because I want to play it all.
Yeah, to do studio work, I want to start doing a lot of clinics and seminars working for Yamaha. I just signed an endorsement with them, and I want to start working with those people.
I want to headline the US Festival.
The concept of Musicians Institute from its inception has revolved around the view that anyone aspiring to be a professional player can be trained to meet the vocational standards of the industry in a dramatically short period of time. At Musicians Institute, players from all styles and backgrounds from all over the world come together with the best teachers and the latest in learning technology to blend an exciting and unique learning experience. For some, becoming the best teacher in their hometown is their dream. Others use their year at MI to meet the right people and launch their careers, while many come here simply to be the best player they can possibly be.